What is up everyone, ItzKbo here and welcome to my first FIFA 20 news video. Today we're going to be discussing the first details about FIFA 20, which are officially from EA, they're not a leak, and they have been released through the pitch notes, which is an update every few weeks about what's going on in FIFA, usually patches and stuff like that. So, EA introduced their article by saying everything discussed below will not be patched in FIFA 19, but will be worked upon in the next iteration. We'll have more to share on new gameplay features in the future, so I'm guessing that will be at EA Play, which is on the 8th of June. If you're watching this video around the time it's come out, that will be next week, and if you're watching it later, that video covering that will probably already be on my channel. And they've also said, which is pretty good because a lot of people have wanted this for ages, they're going to innovate in areas such as career mode and pro clubs, which there has been community outcry about for ages. But that is not in this article, they'll be talking about that in the near future. This article is purely about gameplay mechanics, which are going to be introduced to try and make the game a lot fairer for people, because people are saying it's luck based, and I have to agree with them. A lot of pros, especially Kurt, has been very vocal about this. Pros especially don't like it, say for it's unfair. EA want to make FIFA a successful esport, and they can only do that if the game is more skill based than luck based. And with the current defending, you can just run around holding R1, not actually doing anything, and defend very well. So what EA have said about this is they're making many efforts to create a better experience for players when it comes to AI defending and AI teammate defending, which is the second man contain. A renewed defending system, this is a bit vague this bit, but they're saying that they're going to revise positioning around the pitch, and manual defending will be emphasised, which is very good because manual defending, according to EA, will be more rewarding than auto defending next year, which is something they've had to introduce for ages, and I'm happy that they've done that. Planned tackling is a new system. This is an actual new system, new gameplay mechanic they've announced. It's going to favour the manual tackling by making sure that the defender tries to tackle in a favourable way for his team. So basically what that means is that when you make a tackle, they won't just hoof it up the pitch for no reason when you press circle for a tackle. And it will hopefully, I'm not entirely sure about this, stop the thing where you make a tackle and it just bounces off the shins and goes back to him. It will try and aim it in a way where it goes to your team and you manage to hold the ball rather than just losing it straight away. They're also reducing containing effectiveness, that's secondary contain where you run around and hold R1. That is very good. It will have a slower reaction to directional changes from the dribbler, so basically when you dribble past someone who's containing, it'll be a lot easier than someone who's manually defending. It will make the manual defending not only more effective, but also more rewarding. An improved jockey system, that be implemented with more agility and precision, rewarding players that decide to take control of their defenders, which is very good to hear. And EA have finished this section off by saying, with these varied system and mechanics, we expect that our players will feel a real difference when it comes to AI defending, which was a community concern during FIFA 19. It was definitely a community concern. I can see why they've done this, and if this is true, this is very promising for the next FIFA. So now we're going to move on to the next point EA have made, and this is about shooting, and this can be split into two parts. There's 1v1 shooting and there's time shooting. We're going to be talking about 1v1s first, which I don't think is as important as time shooting, but EA have mentioned it, so we'll cover it. 1v1 shooting accuracy will be improved when you're one-on-one with a goalie, this is. More shots on target and better consistency in easy situations inside the box. So hopefully it will stop the stupid thing where even your trainer icon shows you've hit on target and the player kicks it wide. I think that's what they're talking about. Here it is, open goal situations will be addressed and players will be rewarded for creating 1v1 situations. So if you create an easy chance, it's more likely to go in. So basically, they're just encouraging you to score sweaty goals, which is not what we want. Goalkeeper reactions will also be tuned, specifically in 1v1s, less superhuman reactions which humanise goalkeepers, and it will result in better scoring opportunities for the attacker. I don't really have a problem with one-on-ones, but yeah, I've identified it as a thing that is changing. Outside of the foot situations will be improved and will only happen when players have the outside of the foot trait. I get that, and shot elevation power tuning will allow for low powered shots to result in shots that are similar to driven shots. I mean, you just press driven shot, wouldn't you? Creating more consistency and better scoring opportunities. As I've just said, I don't see those one-on-ones as much of an issue, but the next thing I'm going to talk about is probably the biggest issue of FIFA 19. I'm sure you all know what it is. It's made many people abandon the game, and it is timed finishing. A new mechanic. It just wasn't really executed very well, was it, EA Sports? So they've said they're going to further tune it. I mean, they tuned it before, and it reduced its effectiveness a bit, but it's still overpowered. Green timing window will be reduced from 4 frames to 2. Which, I mean, it's kind of helpful, but if you know how to green time, you know how to green time at this point. Time shot accuracy will be tuned to result in slightly less precise shots, but they'll still be more accurate than non-time shots. Of course they will be, or there's no point in time finishing at all, Electronic Arts. And also, difficult 180 shots will be tuned to result in less powerful shots even when timed perfectly. which is fair enough, but then the problem wasn't really with the time shots for that. That was the normal grey crosses, not crosses, shots, normal grey shots, just going in away from goal when you finessed it. That was more of a problem than the timed one, so hopefully they address that as well. I think that's kind of what they're talking about in this article, but I think we need more clarity on that one, and that could be a potential problem for next year. So our next point is going to combine both shooting and crossing. This is quite a short one, but it's about the effectiveness of crossing then hitting it on the volley, or like El Tornado crosses, volley crosses themselves, and that's going to be reduced, the effectiveness of it, in the next iteration. So it'll be increased error, and it'll be harder for crosses from lob balls to be accurate, so it's going to be more variable results apparently. Two-player headers will have more variety, which is very good, I think, because you can see in the clip behind you, Jovic winning headers against Van Dijk or whatever. It's just silly that the same player always wins a header. And decreased volley shot accuracy. Shots originating from a volley will have less accuracy and more variable results. I'm not really sure about that. I don't really care about that or understand it, but it just means that volleys are less likely to go in. I think volleys are quite unlikely to go in anyway unless you green time them, which is a different point. So I'm not really fussed about that. Change skill moves is another short one. I think this is a very important one actually. It's going to stop La Croqueta abuse. One of the top issues EA have said, and they've said it's overpowered and hard to defend against. You don't say EA Sports. Error is going to increase every time you do the same skill move over and over again, resulting in you losing the ball. So I'm sure most of you have seen the video. Well, I think there's multiple videos of it, but like there's one that Nick 28T put out like I saw. From kickoff, he just got La Croqueta 6 times. La Croqueta, all the way to the goal, easy finish, and he lost his lead that he's just worked hard for. Complex skill moves like El Tornado will also have more error prone in general, which increases the chances of a player losing the ball during the skill move, which I'm not really fussed about. That's a bit of a strange thing to include. I think El Tornado should come off every time if you do it correctly, but that's something EA want to do. And I think that could be one that causes problems in FIFA 20, but we'll just have to wait and see. So next we've got a short paragraph on set piece position. This is quite an important thing. I think EA could have introduced this earlier in the year. It's not a very difficult thing. Players have pointed out that a short defender would be marking a taller attacker. Indeed, Mkhitaryan marking Van Dijk for me the whole time. Or a dangerous attacker, which is my Van Dijk standing on the edge of the box, would not be in the box. Indeed, EA. I could have scored a lot more goals from corners. But luckily, you can't really abuse corners next year because of this. It will result in more realistic marking and positioning when you're attacking or defending set pieces in the future. Thank you, Electronic Arts. Now we're going to move on to goalkeeper movement. This is a big thing. The effectiveness of it is being reduced. Basically, that's all there is to say about that. They've just said that you'll now have to commit to a direction rather than just moving across the goal and hoping that you save it. We've already received feedback from both core and pro players during our last feedback sessions and feel confident the changes will address the concerns with the mechanic. Because the whole point of goalkeeper movement is that you commit to a side like goalies do in real life, so that is a thing that needed changing. I am satisfied with this one because goalie movement isn't as OP as it could have been already. This should make it a lot more realistic and a lot more enjoyable and a lot more skill based, hopefully. So that passing and switching thing was the last thing EA talked about, although it was unclear. I think that it is still important that you guys know about it. So now all we've got to do is just wait for EA Play, where they're going to reveal a new mode, hopefully, because last year they revealed all of the Champions League merchandise in the game they're going to have. All of the sponsoring of the Champions League, which was brilliant because I don't know how it affected you guys, but I hated playing in the Euro Cup and the Euro Shield and Copa Europe and all that rubbish. The commentators, they could have done a bit better with them. Lee Dixon talking about Liverpool being the Neely team every time Liverpool plays, one thing that annoys me. I still think that commentators is something they could switch up, but maybe we'll find out about that at EA Play. However unlikely it is, there is obviously a void to fill after the journey has ended. Well, EA have said it's ended, but you never know, do you? I haven't even finished the journey this year. So yeah, EA Play, that's on the 8th of June. 11:30 BST for FIFA, that's British Summer Time, so you can convert that into your time if you wish. That's when they'll be talking FIFA. It's only half an hour, but I will be here to cover all of it, so subscribe to find out what's happened at EA Play if you can't watch it yourself, and I might be able to offer you some more in-depth. Maybe they'll talk about the new editions of FIFA. You don't know what you're going to get for buying the Super Duper Deluxe £100 edition. You'll probably get 10 FIFA points with it, but you'll find out that next week on the channel, whatever they reveal, and from now until FIFA 20 comes out, I'm going to be here for all the news, so subscribe if you want to find out, get the latest on FIFA 20, and all I can say apart from that is goodbye and thank you for watching.